Hello everyone and welcome to this video dedicated to the web-based program SCULPTGL. After having explored the functions, tools and commands present within the program in previous lessons, we conclude the course with the free modeling of an object. In this guide, we will model a small animal, in particular a penguin, designed to be 3D printed and used as a pawn in a board game. Furthermore, we can simply export it to insert it into other programs. I recommend using a graphics tablet to obtain more homogeneous and precise results. As in other case, by opening the program, we will find a default sphere within our workspace. Our modeling will start from a sphere, so we can work on those provided by the program at the start. First, let's establish the number of actions we can restore during work. I recommend selecting the maximum number of actions provided by the program, especially for those who are new to using this program. So let's go to history and slide the max stack slider to the right. By changing this setting, we can proceed with modeling. With the transform tool present in the tool drop-down menu in the sculpting and painting section, we are going to modify the sphere by enlarging it along the red axis by dragging the cube of the same color to the right. Now we drag the shape along the green vertical axis by pressing on the green arrow and scrolling downwards until the body intersects the base grid. To provide a solid and flat base for our penguin, we use the Flatten tool, deactivate the symmetry function and activate the negative function, as we will need it to remove matter from the object. After selecting the intensity and the radius, we position ourselves below the grid and use the tool until the part of the grid hidden by the body is visible. Then we return to the Transform tool to stretch the body upwards. So let's hold down the green cube and drag it up a little. In the next step, we will create the head of our penguin by selecting the Move tool. We can find the Move tool in the Sculpting and Painting section. We always keep the Symmetry function deactivated and establish the radius and intensity. In small steps, we are going to drag the upper part of the body with the aim of obtaining a sphere. When we use this tool, it is useful to keep the wireframe view active, which we can activate by clicking on the W key. We must keep in mind that the Move and Drag tools alter the topology of our object. Therefore, after each significant movement of matter, it is advisable to regenerate the mesh of our model. So let's go to the topology section and in the voxel remeshing quads category, set the resolution and click on remesh. Especially in the early modeling stages, I recommend to select a low resolution. Depending on the different cases, it is also possible to generate a triangular mesh. This process will be repeated several times along the modeling path. Once we have sketched the head, we proceed with the fins. Again, with the Move command, we activate the Symmetry function, positioning ourselves on one side, drag part of the body along the base grid, and then continue to give it the shape. As in the previous situation, we fix the mesh by going to the topology section and clicking on remesh. In my case, I use the transformation tool again to lengthen the body, and I also arranged it in relation to the base grid. The next step consists in creating the wings. Therefore, we select the Move tool and with the Symmetry function active, we drag part of our model by pointing the cursor on the lateral part of the animal. Even after this action, we are going to re-establish the mesh with the same procedure: topology, voxel remeshing quads, and remesh. Subsequently, with the brush tool with negative function and symmetry function deactivated, we are going to accentuate the connection between the head and the torso. After having obtained this first draft, we can move on to refining and improving the elements that make up our penguin. As for the head, we can help ourselves with a sphere. We click on Scene, Add Sphere, and select the Transform tool. In this way, we try to scale and adapt the sphere just inserted in our workspace in relation to the head modeled by us. After positioning the sphere in the same place as the head, we select the brush tool, and with the negative and symmetry function deactivated, we're going to align our head based on the shape of the sphere. It is a process that requires a little patience and proceeding in small steps. When the sphere is no longer visible, we select the Transform tool, translate the penguin's body, select the sphere and click on Scene and Delete Selection. As you can see, with the help of the sphere, we managed to obtain a much more regular head. With the Smooth tool, we are going to smooth the head to eliminate some excess material from the head and make everything more homogeneous. Let's continue now with the modification of the pose. We select the Inflate tool with symmetry and negative function active. So we are going to flatten the upper part of the legs, but also the lower one, in order to re-establish the support base already created previously. Once this action is completed, we re-establish the mesh again. To create the webbed legs, we use the Move command and drag different parts of the fins in 3 different directions. Also in this procedure, it is necessary to re-establish the mesh. With the Smooth tool, we are going to fix the small imperfection of the fins created during modeling. To modify and refine the fins, we use the Brush, Inflate, Move, Flatten, and Smooth tools, establishing based on the situation when to activate the symmetry and the negative function, and how to establish the intensity and the radius values. With the Crease tool, we are going to enhance the crease that forms between the wing and the torso. And with the Pinch tool, we are going to make the outline of the wings less soft. Once the wings are in place, we proceed with creating the beak. To create the beak, we use the Move tool by positioning ourselves in front of the object and dragging part of the head to the right to get the beak pointed toward us. Using the Flatten tool, we create the shape, and with the Smooth tool, we make the beak more homogeneous. This is the result obtained for now. Let's proceed with creating the eyes. We select the Inflate tool with the symmetry function active, and by performing small circular movements near the beak, we obtain the eyes. Depending on our personal taste, we can also flatten them by selecting the Flatten tool. With this last step, we can consider the modeling phase of our pet concluded. In this case, it is possible to proceed directly to 3D printing by saving the project in STL format, but we continue our work with the painting phase. First of all, let's create a mask with the symmetry function active to delimit the white part usually present on the penguin's belly and face. Once the mask is drawn and filled, we select the Paint tool, the black color, and click on Paint All. Returning to the Masking tool, click on Invert and proceed in the same way by painting, selecting the white color, and clicking on Paint All. Now we remove the mask by clicking on Clear and apply the same procedure on the missing elements to color the legs, beak, and eyes. For the legs, we choose the color orange, and as well as for the beak and eyes, we color them black. This is the result obtained. It is possible to apply a different finish to our pet by selecting the settings in the rendering panel. To export our ready model, simply go to File, Export, and save the project with the extension that is most useful to us. Here we conclude this guide dedicated to modeling a simple object from scratch within the SculptGL program. If you are interested in digital sculpture, on the channel there are video guides dedicated to ZBrush, Madbox, and Blender programs. Thank you for watching this video concluding the course. If you want to stay updated on new guides, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support us, subscribe to the channel as a supporter.